Y'all, this is my first sew-in in over 5 years. Yeah, let's get into it.
All about natural beauty. Yeah, Slim Reshae.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a sew-in. Yeah, you heard that right. Your girl is doing a sew-in on her natural hair. DIY. No help. Let's get into it. First and foremost, shout out to curlsqueen for sponsoring this video. Y'all already know, if you have seen my videos on my channel, I love curlsqueen down, okay? The water kinky coily texture. All of the textures that I have tried have been tea. And this is the water kinky coily texture. And I've tried this texture before in clip-ins, but y'all, this time we doing a sew-in. So come with me as I try to sew this in my head. Clearly, you got a little sneak peek of the results, but let's get into how we got here. Hey y'all, you already know the base is where you got to start when it comes to sew-ins. Now, I am not the best braider, but this is my base, okay? We did some straight bags, we did a few anchor braids, and we left a thin perimeter out, okay? I tried, and this is what we got. I'm excited to do this sew-in with the curlsqueen water kinky coily hair because, babes, this texture is tea, okay? I use this in clip-ins, and I'm excited to try this in a sew-in. So let's get into it. Look at the length, look at the bounce, and babes, this is some thick hair. So it came with 2 super thick bundles, and I decided to double weft it as I sewed it in my hair. To give my base a little bit more grip, I added this netted wig cap on top of my braids. I sewed this down on my anchor braid just to give myself a little bit more real estate when it came to sewing in these tracks. Now, I know I'm looking crazy, but I feel like this is what the hairstylists be doing, and I really wanted this sew-in to sew in, okay? I wanted to make sure this was going to be a style that was going to last, so I threaded my needles and I sewed this netted cap around the anchor braid that I have, you see here. And you just want to keep going around the braid until you get all the way in a complete circle. From there, you can cut off the excess of the wig cap because you don't need all that. You just want to go ahead and cut them off. I kind of left a little bit of a gap in my middle part area, even though I wound up not even wearing this style in the middle part. I just did the regular flip over side part vibe. So you want to be careful when you're cutting the net off your hair so you don't cut any of your real hair, okay? This is a protective style, and we got to make sure we're protecting our natural hair at all costs. So this is how my head looked after I sewed the net cap on. You can see my braids are up under there and my perimeter is still left out. So I'm starting off double wefting the hair. That just means you fold the tracks over where there's 2 tracks as you're sewing it across your head. So I do put the needle through the weft when I start sewing in the bundles, and then after that I do not put the needle through the weft, I put it under the weft. So you want to just keep sewing it in under that anchor braid. And then I was doing the flip over method. I don't really like cutting my tracks because 1, that can create more shedding than needed, and 2, if you ever want to repurpose your tracks to do like a ponytail or anything like that, you want to have it in the full bundle versus having pieces of a weft. So I just keep flipping it back and forth across my head and sewing this in. And one key that I will say that I did when I did this sew-in, y'all, I threaded 2 needles and had them threaded very long, so that really helped with the process when it came to sewing it in, because I feel like that's something that holds you up the most when you gotta keep rethreading your needles. If you get multiple needles and thread them all up front, y'all, it makes it 10 times easier. So once I got to the front of my head, I did like 1 flat track across the front, and I like to do this because I feel like it helps the hair blend easier when it comes to flip over method, but it's totally up to your preference. I sewed the last track in across the front, and I used the 2 bundles that I received from curlsqueen. So it's 2 full bundles, and as I got closer to the front, I cut the hair, and instead of continuing the double weft, I started sewing in the single weft. Y'all, this hair is so thick, I cannot believe that this was 2 bundles. So now I'm taking down the perimeter of my hair, and I know my hair is looking ashy, y'all, but that's because my natural hair is like a lighter brown, and this is more of like a natural black hair color. This is what my little thin perimeter looking like, but don't worry, she's gonna come to form. We just gotta style her. So I'm taking some water and going section by section. Hear me, section by section is gonna be your best friend. I'm applying water to the hair, activating the curls, going in with some leave-in conditioner. Y'all, when I tell you the leave-in conditioner eats, it eats. This helped make the hair very smooth, blend well with my leave out, and I love applying a leave-in before I go in with my styling products because it easily allows you to detangle the hair. Now this time, instead of doing a heavy gel, I opted for a curl custard, and I love the home curl because it gives you this lightweight, fluffy definition. Now, I'm no stranger to definition, so of course I had to layer on top of the cream a nice foam mousse, and I went in with this one from Innersense, y'all. The combo was comboing. This one was a little bit more light, so down the line you'll see me switch out my foam mousse for something with a little bit of a stronger hold. But I style my hair as usual for a wash and go, so that involves me detangling, shingling my hair, and kind of finger coiling the ends. And y'all, look at this definition. Like, I don't know if y'all could tell the difference between the hair when it's styled versus when it's in like that natural state. It literally reacts and imitates how my natural hair actually looks. Like, this literally is for my type 4 girlies. If you got 4A, little 3C, 4A, a little combo, maybe even 4B, you can make this work for you. Now, one thing that I've learned while having this texture hair, whether it be the clip-ins or the sewing that I'm doing right now, is I treat this as if it's my natural hair. So if I'm doing a wash and go, I typically wear my wash and go for about a week, and then I will rewash and restyle my hair. You want to treat this just as if it's your natural hair. So I did go in with the crazy sexy curl on the end because it gave me a lot more definition, which is what I wanted. And just know, if you see me doing this with my hair, that means I'm feeling it, and I already know it's about to eat down once the hair dries. Now I barely have any hair left out, so when it comes to blending your leave out, you really don't have to do any blend at all because this texture matches my natural curl pattern perfectly. So all you have to do is apply the same products in the same technique across your entire head, including your leave out. So this is my hair fully styled. I went ahead and added some shine spray just to give a little razzle dazzle. Okay, now my hair is pretty much completely dry, and then I'm going in with my shears to shape this hair. You want to make sure you shape your hair to your face so it looks more natural. And last but not least, you want to make sure you pick at the roots because that is how you're gonna hide those tracks, okay? All right, y'all, this is what my hair looks like after shaping it. And baby, you cannot tell me this is not my hair. I told y'all once, and I'll tell you again, the water kinky coily texture is that girl. Curls Queen 8 with this texture. I feel like it just blends so naturally with my minimal leave out, y'all. The leave out is so slim, it don't make no sense. Like, it's barely any hair out. Now, I will say my natural hair is more of a natural brown, so I did spray some of that like root cover up to make it match the hair because this hair is more of a natural black where my natural hair is more of a natural brown. So I sprayed that on my edges and my leave out, and I feel like it looks pretty good. I also trimmed up the bangs and things like that so it looks more of a natural cut on me. But yeah, this is how it looks, and I'm loving it. I love the wash and go combo that I did. I feel like it is lightweight, fluffy, and each curl is like defined on its own. So let's get into some hairstyles that I would do with this sewing. I feel like when you don't have time to do too much with your hair, you could throw on a headband. This is my Curly Essentials curl sleeve, and I like just throwing this on and making sure I have a little edges showing, and this like just looks so effortless and so natural. I love this hairstyle. Now with the curl sleeve, you can also pull it up to where it can kind of give you that pineapple look. So let me show you. So the curl sleeve also kind of lets you pull your hair up like this, and it gives a beautiful pineapple look. And we did have a little bit of leave out at the back, so it looks natural as well. But I love doing this style when I want to get my hair up off my neck because it is summertime and it does get hot. A pineapple is always going to do the thing for me. I feel like it looks so cute. Next up is the traditional half up, half down. I just pull some hair up into a scrunchie and then kind of let the ponytail parts hang over where like my leave out and stuff is. And if you want to make this look smoother and tighter at the front, you can. But I like just doing it loose because I feel like it looks very natural, very effortless. If you don't have like a curl sleeve or a headband, you can also take some curls from the back and just pull it over the front of your hair and kind of push it back like a headband, and then you can just bobby pin it back here. And this gives you that headband look without having an actual headband. You can literally just use the hair as your headband. Obviously, my favorite style for the flip over method is the actual flip over method where you just flip the hair over and kind of have like that side part vibe. This is my favorite way to wear this hairstyle. So y'all comment below and let me know if you will rock a hairstyle like this. And shout out to Curls Queen for sponsoring this video. You already know we don't gatekeep over here, so the details to this hair and a direct link will be in the description box below. And as always, be kind, be true, and be you. Tiffle. Bye!
It's Reshae, natural beauty. It's Reshae, oh yeah, it's Reshae.